There will be a new AEW championship, the national title. It's going to be kind of like NWA's concept for the national title. Um,
Controversy, yo, brother.
which it sparked two different conversations. It sparked the conversations we've seen a few times now. Is there too many belts?
Yep.
Which I it's a I don't know how I feel about getting rid of the international belt, which kind of had the same concept for international promotions, and then starting another belt that just does the same thing domestically. Um,
I
that's a
I was
choice.
I was coming to the show because I was like, maybe Phil will have an answer, and like, it seems like you're in the same boat that I am. Like, we merged this belt though. Like that was the thing. I don't understand why we're bringing this back.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you would get rid of that belt just to create another belt that just fills the same purpose domestically. I don't know. But there's options there. I think that when I immediately see it and you see the people that are around it because they announced the casino battle. Sorry, the casino is it a battle royal or is it a gauntlet match? Sorry, I should did my homework before I looked at it.
Yeah. I
I think
think
it's a gauntlet.
I think it's a gauntlet too.
Let's double check that.
Yeah. But I think we're on the same wavelength of what you're where you're going with this, Ricochet.
Yeah, that's what I thought immediately. When Ricochet
Mhm.
came out, I was like, oh, yeah, make Ricochet champion.
Yeah, it's exactly what I thought. I was like, oh yeah, Ricochet. Like, if we're gonna send a guy around. Ricochet definitely is one. Bandito also. I was like, I don't know what the Bandito deal is or where they're going with this, but if they want to send a Hooper around to a bunch of places, like the guy.
Yeah, it is a gauntlet. It is a
Gauntlet.
casino gauntlet that will
Hmm.
take place at Full Gear. Um, yeah, I think Ricochet makes a lot of sense. Bobby
Yes.
Lashley is already in the mix. All guys that have been like, yeah, get these guys on a singles push, so that makes sense. Uh, also Shelton wouldn't be a bad pick as well. Wouldn't be
Either
mad at that.
any one of them of that they announced for the gauntlet, I was like, this sounds good. That can work. I'd like some more specifics. I guess, Phil, let's start with how do you feel? Is this too many belts? Was it time? Does it, because mine was like, we're trying to establish the women's tag team championships, right? Why are we muddying
Yeah.
this up with another championship being established at the same time?
I think because they're doing it so soon after they merge the international belts, it doesn't make sense to me. Um, that part of it, I don't really understand. I don't really know if we need another men's belt as well, but we're getting it. So what do I know? Um, I don't know. I don't think we really need it, but we'll see. We'll see what this does. I think this could be like a great avenue for somebody like Ricochet or Shelton or somebody else we named. Yeah, but then other conversation came because the NWA, some of the NWA wrestlers were not happy about this. Apparently, Tony has some litigation with NWA going on, and
Currently, we're in it.
yeah, and sorry, excuse me. Some of the NWA wrestlers saw this as Tony trying to steal some motion from over there.
Hmm. That's I'm like, wait, what do you guys think is happening here? You think that he's stealing thunder from NWA? That's what you took away from this? I'm like, I guess. Like, any way that a wrestler can inflate their ego, I'm with you. But this isn't not what's happening at all. They started bringing up some very egregious things. We had one specific wrestler who would not stop talking. He was trying to tweet through it. He went into the thing that I hate the most. You say some pretty egregious tweets and you're like, I got to him. Oh, you guys are triggered. And it's like, all right, dude, I guess if that's the way that you want to get out of this, that works. But like, you look kind of corny, but what does it
Yeah,
matter? I don't know. I'm kind of where you are, Phil. I don't feel like we really necessarily needed this belt. I think we could still establish the other belts that we have the same way. But I mean, legacies and things, if it stays true to the name, like if this is defended on some random indies and random Mexico shows and random whatever, I'm in. But like, if it's just
yeah,
going to be another belt that some guy holds that's on TV that never defends it, you could probably keep it.
yeah. The wrestling and talk that you're talking about, Brian Idol.
Yes.
He thinks that the announcement for the national championship is retaliation after the lawsuit that I mentioned against Tony Khan. And a lawsuit is for over the term Shockwave. Hey, remember Shockwave,
Yeah.
guys? At one point, Shockwave was going to be AEW's third show. We
Right.
haven't heard much about Shockwave, and now we kind of know why because there's a ongoing lawsuit between them and NWA over the name Shockwave. So Brian Otto is basically trying to make it seem like this is Tony being petty, him being upset with NWA, and so he's announcing a national championship. I mean, this isn't the first time we've seen AEW or another company do something similar to NWA or some of the older promotions, and that's
Right.
what I thought this was. I didn't read it as anything other than that.
No.
And all the NWA people turned. There's only one national championship, and like the current champion, everything he said, I got it. You're putting
Yeah.
over what the importance of this belt and what this means to NWA as a promotion. You should do that as the champion. But all the rest of this stuff of insinuating that Tony is doing this intentionally to bury the national championship or bury NWA. I don't really get all of that. I don't really see any of that in this.
No, I don't. I mean, we never know, Phil. Like, their wrestling is very petty, and we see some things behind the scenes, and things happen that would lead you to think that this is over some beef. But like, also, wrestlers will make beef out of anything. Like, if this wasn't what it was, they still would find an angle. Yeah, I feel like I saw Willie Mack as the national champion, like not in NWA for a while, and like, there's a bunch of different titles I've seen over the years that are NWA associated, but it's not in an NWA promotion. So where I was just like, another championship. That's something. I was focusing more on what's this championship going to mean to the company than they're screwing over the NWA.
Yeah. I did not expect that to be what came out of this. I didn't even know about the lawsuit over Shockwave. When I saw that there was a lawsuit, I was like, oh. And then when I saw, it's like, oh, over Shockwave. Interesting.
Made a lot of sense, like you're saying, because I hadn't heard about Shockwave in months at this point. I thought it was a dead concept. I was like, oh, they must have gave up on that, or they're dropping it somewhere else. And then you discover, oh, it's for a reason that we haven't heard about it.
Yeah. And it sounds like maybe AEW didn't know that NWA was already using that name. Of course, that's on your branding team and your lawyers to do their due diligence, but I don't know. I think all of this like attempt to make it seem like, oh well, Tony Khan and AEW has enough. Why do they need this too? And it's like, I don't think it's that deep. I don't know.
They're taking something else. Here they go again, and it's like, sure, but also like not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know. And this week, I was like, man, if anything, this has done a lot for that belt in NWA, because this is the most I've seen people talking about NWA and the current NWA National Championship, because I know they just launched their new show that started this week, I think. But that's about as much as I know. I don't know. I don't really know who's wrestling for NWA at this point. I don't know a whole bunch about NWA.
I think there's a couple homies over there. I think Rich Swan's over there now.
Is he?
Yeah. I've seen a couple of people, but I don't know where to watch it. Like, I think they're on Roku, but I don't have a Roku player. Like, I don't.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know enough about the current situation with NWA. And it's crazy because at one point when NWA relaunched with Power, I thought Power was a great show. And
that's
then
right.
It just wasn't.
I remember talking with you about that show and be like, hey, remember Ricky Starks came up in there, Eddie Kingston was on there. There was a lot of Thunder Rosa. There was a lot of stuff going on that show that was exciting.
They had a lot going for it initially. Like you said, Eddie Kingston over there, Thunder Rosa, Ricky Starks, The Question. Like, they had a lot going over there.
Things really changed. Pumpkin Man came in and was like, forget it.
Yeah.
Shout out to NWA. I'll be talking trash, but it's a wrestling company, and I want that shit to thrive forever. And I hope everybody comes out. They get caught in some crossfire because they move like NWA, but maybe it's just part of the branding at this bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're old school.